Continuing with our class on central tendencies measure, we're going to cover how to generate median and mode in our statistical tools. In SAS, I'm going to still use PROC means, and I'm going to give in the same data set, I'm going to give an argument over here. I'm simply going to write in median and I'm going to write in mode. Right now, when I given these arguments, it's going to generate the median and mode. If I didn't do that, as you can see in the output data, I only got the mean and standard deviation. Now I want the median and mode for these variables also to be generated. I'm going to select this and press F3, and I look at the results viewer. For each of the variables, I get the median value, I get the mode value as well. As mentioned earlier, median is the 50th percentile, which is the middle value in the variable. Mode is simply the observation or the value which repeats most often, right? So both median and mode generated, right? If I try to give in SAS a categoric variables in this particular example, for example, in car sales, I've got manufacturer, right? If I try to give manufacturer as an argument and I try to generate mode, right, I'll see if I can generate that or not. So instead of where, I'll just say manufacturer car sales and I'll give the option mode. Let's see what happens. I don't get an output. I go to the log and it generates an error. So even if I am trying to get the median or mode, if the data set is character in SAS, it will not run. PROC means will only run on numeric variables. So irrespective of the kind of variable we have in our background, whether it's nominal, etc., if it in SAS it is stored as a numeric variable, then only will PROC means accept that as an argument. It will not accept an argument for a nominal variable. Moving on to Statistica, I want to generate the mode. So previous exercise we generated the mean. So I'm going to cancel this output. We have the same data set. Go to statistics, basic statistics, start new, descriptive statistics, and in summary statistics I'll select, for example, I'll select the variables, right? In advanced I will select median, I want the mode, and generate summary. There we have it, median mode. There should not be any particular difference at all in what we get from SAS or SPSS or any other statistical tool. It also gives the frequency of mode, or how many times has the mode repeated, right? So we know social studies, the mode is 61, it has repeated 33 times in a data set of 200, right? We get the minimum value and the maximum value, which is the range as well, right? Moving on to SPSS, same data set, analyze, descriptive statistics. Let's look at descriptives, options. I get the mean over here, but you will see there's no option to select median or mode, right? In this case, I will not go to the descriptive stats, I'll go to the frequencies. So you select the first option, select the variables that we want to generate this on. I'm going to remove state variable here. In statistics, right, I want the mode, I want the median, and that's it. Continue, press OK. I'll unclick display frequency tables because it will generate a huge output in that case, right? And here we have it. For each of these observations, we've got the median value, we've got the mode value over here, right? Again in R, if I go to R summaries, right, in summary statistics I also generate the describe options. I select the basics option. Let's see what we get, right? For each of the observations I get the median, I get the mean, and it's still running, and I get the lowest 5, the highest 5 for 200 observations. And there we have it across all the tools, so median and mode. So one more option in SAS that we can use and which is very useful is the percentile option. So I can give P10, P50, P95, sorry. Let's say so P95, and I want P99 as well. So what are these arguments? These are simply the percentile values that I want to generate. By default, median only generates the P50, but if I want the 10th percentile, 95th percentile, 99th percentile, or any specific percentile, instead of printing out the whole data set with each percentile, I can simply pass the argument here, and I run this data set, right? And here we get it. We get the 10th percentile, the 50th percentile, the 95th and the 99th percentile for all the observations that we've passed in our data set, right? Now, how do I generate, for example, if I want to generate the mode for manufacturer, it's a categoric variable, right? I won't get it in the PROC means option. So here I'm going to generate something known as the PROC FREQ option. FREQ in this case means frequency. So PROC frequency, PROC FREQ data equal to work.hsb2, and I give tables. So it asks the syntax is tables and the variable name. I'm going to select manufacturer. Yeah, my bad, the data set is car underscore scales and not hsb2. I'll update that here and run, and let's see what we get, right? So if I look at the output data set, I get the frequency against each of the categoric variables over here. Now you'll observe that I am actually having to manually scroll through it and figure out, which is the highest value, which is repeating the most often. I can see 11 is the highest, which is Ford, right? But how do I automatically generate the category which is coming the most often? For that, I have to ensure that this data set or this table that gets generated on PROC FREQ, can I get it to rank order instead of having this in alphabetical order? Can it get it in order of frequency, either ascending or descending? So one way of getting it in descending order is I give option order equal to frequency. So order equal to freq, and if I do this way, now you can see the first result itself will give you the highest occurring observation. So if I look over here, it gives that Ford is the option which occurs the most often. Frequency is 7.7% of all observations, and it occurs 11 times. And if I want to do it for the any other variable, I can overwrite manufacturer with, let's say, model PROC FREQ, and here we go. I look at the results viewer again. It says neon occurs twice, everything else occurs only once. So by default, neon becomes the mode for this particular variable model. Alright, so moving on, in an exercise I would ask you to do generate the mode for female, race and socioeconomic background. So run mode and median for these two observations, and please do it on all the other tools as well. So on Statistica, SPSS and try and explore the options over here. Meanwhile, in our next lecture, I'm going to continue with the measures of dispersion. What do we mean by range, standard deviation and variance? So range is something which you've already encountered in a few of our outputs. I'm going to formally discuss what does the range of a variable mean, what does box and whiskers chart mean, standard deviation and variance in that order.